There is a town that doesn't exist, except for when it does, of course. That town is Smileton, and you're listening to the Smileton Public Radio Show. Hello, and thank you for listening to the Smileton Public Radio Show. I'm your host, here with the news. Books have been going missing from the Smileton Free Library. Now, as everyone in the town knows, the library is a safe place in the town, as long as you don't go into any unmarked doors, or open any of the books, or put too much thought into the layout that seems to constantly change. The library is the place where the books are kept, so it was alarming when books began leaving the library and started scattering themselves around the town. Now, I know that the wonderful residents of this town are all very intelligent beings, so I trust that none of you are stupid enough to go looking for the books that have escaped the library. I also know that if you do, by chance, come across one of the escaped books while walking around the town, you will call the proper authorities to have it safely removed and returned back to the library. In other news, a new person has arrived in Smileton. Their name is Kennedy Madison. Like Kennedy herself, we at the station are unsure how she ended up in our wondrous little town. After all, Smileton doesn't exist. Except for when it does, of course. Maybe she fell in when Smileton was in the process of existing. If that's how that works, I'm not too sure. I mean, we've had people fall from the sky before, and even though we here at the station didn't see Kennedy falling into the town from above, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Oh, sorry, went on a bit of a tangent there. Why don't we hear a bit from our sponsors? Are you a fan of endless hallways? The sudden realization that you're never going to escape from the place you've trapped yourself in? You are? Then come to IKEA. At the Smileton IKEA, there's a 90% chance that you're going to be able to leave after you finish your shopping. IKEA, fulfilling all your endless furniture and hallway needs. We have an update on the escaped books. There are a total of 127 books missing from the library. The authorities have been notified and cleanup is going to begin shortly. It is advised that everyone stay in their homes until further notice, that all the books have been gathered and safely returned to the library. More news to come on the library situation, but for now, we present to you the weather. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Smileton. It's very fitting, perfect weather for a perfect town. The sun is smiling down upon us without a cloud in the sky. A breeze can be felt gently blowing through your hair. All in all, it's a perfect day. As long as we don't acknowledge the fact that there are about 100 killer books spread around the town, slowly killing off half of the residents. Oh, I've just been handed a note from my manager, telling me that I need to talk about the happenings at the Smileton Recreation Center. Summer camps are just now starting to take sign-ups. Sign up your child to participate in one of the many great summer camps the Rec Center offers, such as swim camp, tennis camp, summer school that we disguise as a camp, and many more. Not only that, if you're interested in a summer job, send in your application. After the issues the Rec Center had last year, they need new camp counselors to replace the ones lost in last year's exploration camp. So, send in an application. You're almost guaranteed to get the job. After all, we need people who are expendable to be camp counselors here in Smileton. I've just received word that cleanup has been completed. The books have been safely returned back to the library with minimal deaths. The residents of Smileton are beginning to leave their homes, and our new resident, Kennedy Madison, is alive, if a bit confused by all that has happened today. We, here at the station, hope that your coming days in Smileton are better than this one, Kennedy. We promise that it's not always like this in our perfect little town. In fact, most of the time, it's, well, perfect here. I'm sure you'll love Smileton. And we hope you enjoy your stay. After all, well, you can worry about that later. Oh, well. As the residents of Smileton know, Smileton doesn't exist. Except for when it does, of course. And it seems that Smileton is currently ceasing to exist, which means it's time for our broadcast to end. Thank you for listening to the Smileton Public Radio Show. We hope that the next time the town decides to exist, you will tune into our broadcast. I've been your host, and I hope to see you again soon. Farewell, and remember to smile.